bro. Well, my eyebrows are already raised. I'm walking around like this.
Yo, speaking of eyebrows being raised, Hank Aaron. To be honest, first and foremost, I would say this: rest in peace to that. Rest in power to that legend. You know,
Right.
not familiar with his career or who he is. His
MLB, right? Was it
philanthropy.
MLB?
Yeah,
Yeah.
philanthropy or any of that stuff. But I'm gonna just pay my respect to an elder.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to raising eyebrows. Hank, I don't know what possessed Hank to get the COVID vaccine, but on January 5th, he received the COVID vaccine, and then he was like, oh, I hope everybody else follow my, and I hope this helps us. And, I guess he had well wishes. He had high hopes.
Right. Yeah. High hopes.
17 days later, Hank passed.
Right.
Hank is one of a number of elderly people who received the COVID vaccine and ended up dying.
Right. Shortly after.
Yep.
Now.
Shortly after.
Yeah. Nah.
And if you type that in, if you look up what I'm saying, look up Hank, his story, you're going to see a bunch of articles definitively saying it's not COVID vaccine related.
Right.
But bro was alive all these years prior.
Yeah. Right. Right. So if it's not that, then what did he die from? Did they have that?
They never,
I bet they don't have that in it.
Peep this.
Did they say it was a heart attack or was it a stroke?
Peep this.
Is it? I don't know. Look, I don't think it's what's the word? What's opposite of practical? Unpractical? Nah, that's not a word, right? I don't think it's irrational
or impractical.
Impractical. I don't think it's impractical or irrational to, draw a connection to the two. Like someone that was living and seemed to be fine. Who knows what he had prior to getting the vaccine. Who knows? But it seemed too close. Like if you got the vaccine and then you die like a year later, then okay. You know what I'm saying? But to die as soon as 17 days, some people have died within 2 days, 3 days, and people are saying there's no correspondence to the vaccine. Bro, this nigga been alive and he dies 3 days after they're getting. So it's like like people are still, even in those cases, people are like, no, you're like being a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, bro, that's too close of a time period. Or too close of a time period. Even 17 days, that's less than a month, a little over 2 weeks. It's too close for me.
Rule of death. There is no rule of death. They didn't state anything. It's undefined.
So how are they gonna automatically rule out the vaccine? That's irresponsible journalism. That's irresponsible. What you call like medical
practices.
Yeah, like it's just irresponsible.
Mortuary practices.
Yeah. It's irresponsible. They don't want to admit shit.
Now, peep this. According to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Chairman and Chief Legal Counsel for Children's Health Defense, he expressed concern about the passing of the sports icon. He stated, Aaron's tragic death is part of a wave of suspicious deaths among elderly closely following administration of COVID vaccines. In addition to that, studies show that self-interested pharmaceutical company researchers, physicians, nursing homes, and health officials seldom report vaccine injuries. Instead, they dismiss the injuries and deaths as unrelated to vaccination.
I don't know how they're making that.
Now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., for those who don't know, is John F. Kennedy Jr. John F. Kennedy's nephew. They assassinated John F. Kennedy. They assassinated John F. Kennedy's brother, Robert F. Kennedy, which is his dad.
Right.
And then the son, John F. Kennedy Jr., he died mysteriously in the 90s. I think 97.
Yeah, their family's lineage of assassinations is insane.
Yeah, they like, we don't care how many assassinations. We don't fuck
They're
with
like the
you evil niggas.
Uchihas.
We don't fuck with you evil niggas. Yeah, it could be. It could be.
It's crazy.
The Uchiha of America.
But yeah, I'm not trusting this vaccine. Like niggas already know my stance on it. Rest in peace to that man. I believe he was misled. Like I said before, I said, the people that in Norway, the other people that have been affected by the vaccine, they have been misled, you know, and then they're leading other people to get it, you know.
I wonder, with all these deaths and all this suspicion and stuff going on, I wonder if insurance policies were gonna like change like their policies to like, if it's COVID related, we're not really, you know what I'm saying? We're not really gonna try to, because imagine the amount of money people are gonna lose if all these elderly people are insured. These companies are gonna lose a lot of money.
Right.
And knowing how they play, they change up the stipulations for policies, the you know,
right,
qualifications and shit.
I wonder that too. Like I wonder, because it's like, what do life insurance companies do during a I'm doing quotation marks, do during a pandemic? Like, because it's like someone, you know, they're very, I assume they're particular on like, I don't know, if somebody, let's say somebody goes skydiving and they die, would they get the same like, you know, policy return? Because like you're doing something that it may have, you know, you do something like that's unordinary that could, you know, that could end your life. It's not like you get hit by a car randomly. Like you're going out of a plane.
I think if it's within your policy, and then it depends on the waiver that you signed before skydiving. If that cancels out your policy, then hey, you shouldn't have went skydiving.
Right? Because then I'm like, what if, you know, somebody gets, you know, they get COVID and they pass, but then like, I don't know, you peep that they was moving reckless, they was going out every day, they was in Miami and the beach and shit. Like, does that affect? I mean, how would they know that? You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. I always wondered that too. Like, these companies are gonna pay this large amount of money for you dying, but what if you put your life in jeopardy? Like, what if you were like a gang member and you was in a shootout and you were the shooter, but you happen to die? Do you still get your money? Do your family still get your money? You ever wondered that?
Oh, I know. No. It depends on how people die. You didn't know that?
So
it depends on how you die. Yeah, it depends on how the person died. It depends on a lot of things. I know that. Like that's why, like, even if you already have like underlying health issues and you already old and shit and sickly,
they won't take you sometimes.
They might not even take you. They
like
you about to die.
Yeah.
Nah, we
like,
about to lose
like
150,000.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck. Nah, get your old ass out of here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah,
all of that.
I wonder how. Yeah.
However, I would say this: if black people were smarter during like the 70s and 80s, like gang banging time, like high crime. No. And it's not shitting on nobody, but families would have came up in LA.
Yeah, because a lot of people were dying.
Yeah.
Even now, like
they would have definitely changed the policies back then because they're like, nah, this
too many niggas.
This lifestyle is, come on, you're liable.
Yeah, we need to get life insurance policies in general.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna have my mom come on and speak about it one day, a little excerpt, because it's like I feel like that's a missing piece of like our culture,
the game. Yeah.
Like we really don't look at that shit, and it's an easy, like it seems so logical to me. Like I didn't think about it beforehand, but when you think about it, it's like I paid this certain amount of money per month, so when I die, my family could come up 150,000, 200,000, or I could get multiple policies. It could reach $1 million. Like that shit just makes sense. Like if you can afford it, it just makes sense.
I would say the insurance game, period, like all the types of insurance and credit Like those two.
Yeah.
Two major game that.
Yeah.
is
Niggas too
left
focused on
lacking
cash.
from
Get the
our
credit
culture.
up. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Like all the OGs in your family, they gonna die eventually. So when they die, we gotta come out of our pocket and spend $10K on a funeral, and then other expenses to do this, move them around, and get them buried. It's like it just makes sense. You
And
pay.
then fight over scraps.
Yeah, you can't sacrifice $100 or $80 a month for so when you die, your daughter gets $100K. Like that's a no brainer for me. That's a no brainer. Like I got me a policy $150.
Yeah.
And the more I make in my life, I wanna bump it up. So when I do pass, if I don't have children, go to my mom, go to my sister.
Mm-hmm.
When I do have children, go to them, my wife. It's like it just makes sense. That I think every other culture does it.
But
I want to say white people have a culture. They don't have a culture. Like, but I think whatever they would say. Italians probably do it.
they're white.
But I'm saying white people don't have a culture.
They have.
You know what I'm trying to say? No, they don't have a culture.
They copy other people's shit.
That's
but
what
they
I'm
have a
saying.
culture.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have a culture though. Like
It's a compilation
white,
of it.
white,
It's like
white folks in
English.
America. That's American culture.
Then you
like,
might as well say English is not a language.
Italian, they have their culture. Like,
Because English is the white people of languages. Compilation of Latin, French, this, some of that, some of this. All of that's part of English.
you mean the language?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a cult, like their culture though. Like white folks
I
don't
get
have
that.
a culture.
The reason
Like
I say I disagree is because, I mean, all of this is like repetitive actions. They've been proven to be the most demonic, the most destructive.
You could
Like,
say that's the.
that's a fucking
I
culture.
guess you could say
That's
that.
y'all niggas shit.
I mean,
The fuck?
you could say that.
Mithras, Baal. Damn.
I'm the.
So them niggas do have a culture. Their culture is coming into your shit, rewriting shit, killing you out,
All right.
raping you.
But you get what I'm saying though.
And setting
Like
up
I
new
feel
shit.
like they have those practices. They teach their kids that. Same thing with I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I don't have any facts on it, but I'm pretty sure Chinese people do the same thing. They have some type of plan that when they pass, their family's gonna get something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
we don't have them conversations in black people families.
because we weren't conditioned, we weren't brought up that way.
Fair. But I think we should change that though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
That's why we having that conversation now.
Yeah. I'm definitely having that conversation with when I have a family. My family already know now, like y'all
As soon
should
as my
get a
children
policy.
hit like 12, 13, I'm making them authorized users on my credit cards. By the time they graduate high school,
Yeah, they'll have
I'm
a
like,
good credit.
Yo, y'all want to move out or y'all want to stay here for a little while more? I'm not gonna be them fucking. I hate micromanaging. I'm not gonna be all up in my children's faces. I'm gonna make sure my children like good, mature. Give them space to grow. Let them think for their own. When children are learning to walk and shit, let them try to walk on their own. You move your hands from. They don't need you hovering, breathing down their damn necks. Every little thing they reach for, they don't need you getting it for them. That's why they be 8 years old still in the fucking stroller. 10 years old still asking you to fucking lift them up. 12 years
That's
old.
how.
Like, come on, bro.
Yo, I ain't gonna front. No disrespect, but shout out to the Mexicans. Y'all niggas be having. I think some Puerto Ricans too.
Like, niggas
Y'all niggas be having. Them niggas be like. Them niggas be like 7 still
We
in a
know
stroller.
you mothers love your children. We know you mothers
Walking in
love
the-
your sons. We know that.
He's walking
But
himself
you're doing
in
him
the.
a disservice. The fuck?
But yeah, but yeah. What we talking about before that? The Bill Gates. They got
No, it was after that, I believe.
the
wasn't
vaccines and yeah.
it? Yeah, it was. We were talking about Hank.
Yes, Hank. Yeah, RP to him, man. It's unfortunate, I'm pretty sure his family feels away as much as they would like to say, oh, it wasn't vaccine, because they don't want to feel any guilt. Because some of them probably told him, yo, you getting a little older, you should get the vaccine. Some of them probably told
like,
that.
Grandpa, you bugging the fuck out. The fuck is your old ass talking about? You want to get the vaccine?
Oh,
Like a grandchild.
they were against
a
it.
grandchild, yeah, a grandchild.
But then, I'm pretty sure some of them, probably his kids, a little older. It's like, yo,
That talked him into it?
Dad, you should get it.
Yeah.
And then now, I'm pretty sure they
Regretting it?
they have a lot of, regret. in their mind. They're feeling it because
They have a lot of
like,
what ifs.
how
popping
could
up.
they like? There's no cause of death being reported, but he took this vaccine a little over 2 weeks ago. How could you
rationalize this?
How could you not feel some type of way? Like, damn, was it the vaccine? Like, how could you not have them thoughts?
Especially
You know
if
what I'm saying?
grandpa didn't have underlying health issues.
Right. And imagine if he was like, nah, I didn't get it, and they convinced him to get it.
Yeah, imagine if he didn't want to get it.
And y'all told him to get it. Damn, that would
killed him.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that feeling, it's gonna stick with them. But I send my condolences. I wish them the best. Get through this time peacefully. And
I'll say this too though, because the media tend to not tell us the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them God. Fake ass niggas. I wonder if any fishy things are gonna go on with his estate or anything, because a lot of these legends that pass away and estates like hands change,
right, like if he had a will or not.
Certain entities impose, so
right.
And everything be on the hush hush. So
yeah,
I'll just say
hopefully everything's get done properly. He had a will. And he had things properly placed for when he passed. That's another thing. Before we get off this topic, that's another thing that we don't do in black families. We don't write wills. Like I don't think I've ever heard someone that's a grandparent or older, or even someone in their 40s, 50s, say like, "Yeah, I have a will for when I pass." I've probably never heard that, and that's a problem.
My mom have a will.
That's good. Because like I said, you never know. Who's to say we not old enough for a will? Because you really never know.
We are.
Like, even though niggas don't have that much crazy amount to give away.
I want trust though.
Yeah.
Trust is like better than wills. Yeah. Trust, niggas ain't gonna come and get money out of you. It's strictly to you. Your wife divorced you. It's strictly staying with you. I trusted this.
Like your kids, whoever you trusted with.
Yeah. This is the trustee. I don't know that bitch. I don't know that nigga that married my daughter. His name is not on this trust. So yeah. Will, you could get hit legally after you receive it, if it's not protected a certain way. But I think only trust protects you from that. But yeah.